Hey everyone, welcome. I have for you today a really adorable, very unique, very whimsical gingerbread ornament. Welcome to everyone. Please remember to subscribe if you are not currently a subscriber, and give this video a thumbs up if you love this very cute ornament, and leave me your comments. Tell me what you think. Okay, let me show you how I made this ornament. Let's get busy. And let's look at the items that you will need to create this ornament. I am using more of these gingerbread wood cutouts that I purchased on Amazon. I've been using these in previous projects. If you follow my channel, you've seen these before. These are awesome little chunky 4-inch high gingerbreads that I ordered, as I mentioned, on Amazon. I have connected them in a tower of gingerbreads with wood glue. As you can see, the second gingerbread is holding on to the top gingerbread foot, and the third gingerbread is holding on to the second gingerbread foot. I just kept having this vision of this ornament, and I wanted to try to make it. I've never seen anything like it before, and I just kept having this vision every time I looked at this stack of gingerbread wood cutouts. So here I am, creating this project, or this beautiful ornament for you today. I used some speckle to cover the holes on the second and third gingerbread, and I left the hole open on the top one, but I ended up wishing I had filled it, because I ended up covering up the top hole with the little Santa hat. So it's not going to serve as a hole for the hanger any longer, but I'll explain more about that later. I'm going to dress up each of my gingerbread, and I am using some scrapbook paper from this booklet of scrapbook papers that I've been using so much of in recent projects. 2 of my gingerbread are going to be girl gingerbread, and 1 is going to be a boy gingerbread, and that's how I'm going to be dressing them up. This plaid, this black and white plaid, is from another booklet of scrapbook papers, and I'm going to be creating a little vest for the boy gingerbread. I have a couple of different ribbons here. This one in particular I love. It's in a very narrow ribbon, red with green trim. I'm going to be making a bow and also dressing up one of the outfits with that ribbon. And I have here a silver rickrack, and that's going to go on the dress. That is the ribbon that I intended to use for the hanger, but I ended up changing my mind about that, and you'll see that in a little bit. There's some little pearls, which I thought I might use, but I didn't end up using. Now we're going to need some little adornments for the outfits. I have some little tiny white buttons there for the vest, some little heart buttons, and I have 2 pieces of felt here because I'm going to be making a little Santa hat with a little white pom-pom, and there it is, to go on the boy gingerbread. I have here some very cute buttons, red and white striped and green and white striped, that I got in the Christmas decor department at Hobby Lobby. I have here some Waverly Snow White chalk paint. I'm using Crafter's Collection. The color is Toasted Almond, perfect for gingerbread. I'm going to be using Crimson Waverly chalk paint to rosy up the cheeks, and a touch of black. Any acrylic black will do. I have a couple of Sharpies there that I'm going to be creating stitches on the front of the vest. I have some Mod Podge sponge applicator, paintbrushes, one a very fine point paintbrush, some Aleene's tacky glue, a paper towel to help with the blushing of the cheeks, the regular tools, hot glue gun, scissors, craft wire from Dollar Tree. Let's get busy on this ornament. Oh my gosh, I think this has to be one of my favorite ornaments I have ever made. It is 12 inches long. Now, as I mentioned, I attached my gingerbread. I believe I mentioned that, didn't I? With wood glue. I used Gorilla Wood glue. I attached them and I just left it overnight to dry. Now I am going to paint all of my gingerbreads, front and back and sides. I did use a zip sander to sand the areas where I used the spackle to cover the holes. Now I have a spare gingerbread. There came 12 of those wood cutouts in a pack. I absolutely love these, as I've mentioned before, and I'm going to put those in the description box. I got them on Amazon. They came 12 in a pack. As I mentioned, they're 4 inches high, and they're very chunky. They're very nice, substantial piece. So I created 3 outfits, which I'm showing you right there. But I'm going to show you how I did it. I have a dress, a vest, and this is a kind of, I don't know, what should we call it, a one-piece jumpsuit? I'm not really sure. Look, I could do anything I want with these gingerbread. They're my gingerbread, and I just had a fun time decorating them. Kind of reminded me of when I was a little girl with my paper dolls. I'm giving my age away there, but just so fun to do. So what I do is I take my gingerbread and I lay it down on the wrong side of the paper, the scrapbook paper, and I just draw the outline of the body of the gingerbread. Moving my arm there. Oh my goodness. It's getting better though. It's getting better. The fracture's getting better. And I'm moving my arm better now. So again, thank you so much for your encouragement and your well wishes. Okay, so I'm taking a pencil and using the outline of the body that I drew, I'm drawing a dress. Now, this is kind of trial and error. That's why I'm using a pencil with an eraser so I can correct and do. So I drew the dress as I thought it would fit on the gingerbread, and it turned out super cute. Now, if you have a pair of these scissors that have this scallop, when you cut out the scrapbook, you get like a little ripply scalloped edge. You don't have to have these scissors. You could just as easily do it yourself with a regular pair of scissors if you wanted that rippled bottom on the dress. Now I did the same exact thing to create my other outfits. I placed the gingerbread on the wrong side, outlined the body, and then I just filled in the lines in accordance to what type of outfit or clothes or piece of clothing that I wanted my gingerbread to have. Then I just cut it. I'm showing you these scissors that cut, oh my goodness, good heavens, I can't speak, that cut in a scalloped pattern. You see how that works? But again, you could just use regular scissors and do that. I just happen to have those scissors. So I have my dress already cut out. I have my vest cut out and my other little outfit. Let's just call it a jumpsuit. All right, so now I have my little piece of felt, and this was about 3.5 inches at the base and tall around the same, about 3.5 inches tall. It's just a triangle, and I'm going to just be folding that and gluing it on the edges to create a little Santa hat for the first gingerbread in my tower of gingerbread. This is going to look so cute hanging down through the branches of a Christmas tree. Now, I don't have a tree up yet to show you exactly what it will look like, but I can just imagine it, and I know it's going to look so adorable. My hand is a little out of frame here. Again, with the arm fracture, I have to sometimes work close to my body, and I have to be very mindful to try and make sure that you see what I'm doing. But I just cut out a little rectangular piece, 3.5 inches long, and I'm just creating a band for the Santa hat. Now, I don't like to use hot glue on felt. I'm using Aleene's Tacky Glue, and I'm just creating a line of glue there. I'm going to go ahead and adhere that to my Santa hat. I'm going to fold it over and put another line of glue there and just wait for that to dry. And I use some clips to hold that until it, sorry about my hand there. But you can tell what I'm doing there. I'm just putting the band on the Santa hat. Now I'm going to get my little clips out that I use, that I got at Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to let that dry while I start to create the faces and the little squiggle lines that are so characteristic of gingerbread. I use a pencil first, and I draw on all my lines. I put a center for the nose. I create the eyes in little ovals and a mouth. Now, I went ahead and painted these. I use a fine tip paintbrush to do that. I go over the white lines twice. Now, if you have a very fine tip paint pen, you could use that as well. I personally like to use a paintbrush, and I'm showing you my paintbrush right there. It has a very fine tip. Notice for the girls, I put little squiggle for the hair, and for the boy gingerbread, the one on top, I did that a little bit differently. Now I'm just taking a little dot of white paint and putting the light in the eyes of my gingerbread. Now, you could do these gingerbread in so many different ways. You could just simply place different buttons down the front, some different colored ones, round ones, heart-shaped ones. You could take little piece of fabric and put scarves around their neck. You could put bows on their head. You could use soft fabrics in ribbons, or you can use sparkly ribbons. I'm just here for inspiration, but I think this is such a great idea that I just want to show you all the basics, and you use your creativity to dress up your gingerbread. Honestly, I could have gone in so many different directions on this one. I'm probably going to make a few more in the future just so I can use those ideas that I have. So I took some Waverly Crimson chalk paint, and I just dip my paint, and I take that paper towel there, rub it with my little bristle brush till almost all the paint's gone off the brush, and then I just use a circular motion, and I put a nice blush on all of the gingerbread cheeks. Now I have my band all dry on my hat. I just fold it in half. Now I am going to take the red part of the hat, put a stream of Aleene's Tacky Glue right on the very edge. I have my clips there, but I don't want to finish it off on the white part because I'm going to fit that hat to the head. Then I'm going to close up the white part. But I don't want to close it completely off until I know exactly that it's going to fit the gingerbread head perfectly. Now I'm just going to fold that in half, press that together. I'm going to put some clips on there to let that dry. Make sure it's all adhered perfectly. Just set that aside and let it dry so that when you go to put it on the gingerbread, everything is completely dried. Okay, just like that. And our boy gingerbread is going to be wearing this very cute Santa hat. And we'll let that dry. I'm going to go ahead and start dressing up my gingerbread, which is just the most fun part of this whole process. But first, I'm going to finish the vest. Now, again, that's just a spare gingerbread that I have there. Because it came 12 in a pack, I had a spare one that I could use just for the purpose of finishing up all the trimmings and the adornments for my gingerbread. Now, I'm taking my little Sharpie fine point marker and I'm creating stitching all along the bottom, around the armholes, and around the neck. I have 3 little white buttons. Yes, they're big buttons, probably too big for the vest, but I love it that they're that size. Again, this is a very whimsical piece. You can do whatever you want. You can use as big a buttons as you like. I think it's just adorable that way. Now I have this little silver rickrack that came in a collection of ribbons that I got at Michael's, and I'm going to put that right across the bodice of the gingerbread's dress. And I just glue that on with tacky glue. And trim it off and trim off any excess on the sides. The outfits are going to be Mod Podged onto the gingerbread. But I'm getting everything all ready. First, now we have our third outfit here. Again, it's kind of like a one-piece, I'm not sure, a jumpsuit, I guess let's just call it that. Now, this is white. You can't really see very well, but it has green and red polka dots. Now, I have this tiny ribbon. I think I'm going to trim up this outfit with this ribbon, and I'm going to place a piece across each of the arms and then one piece right down the center. I was going to do it on the legs, but then I did something else for that, and you'll see that in a bit. So I made a cute little tiny bow, one loop on each side, and I put a heart button right down the center. And my second gingerbread in the tower of gingerbread is going to go right on top of the head, and I'll show you that how I place that in just a bit. So on that third outfit, the white one, I put 2 really cute big buttons for the outfit. Yes, I love it that way. One is red with white stripes, the other is green with white stripes. Now, as I mentioned, there are just so many different ways that you could go with this piece. and so many different variations on colors that you could use. You do you. Just have fun with it. All right, so we're going to put our Santa hat on now. So I'm going to be careful how I handle this. Although I have been handling this ornament with all of those gingerbreads attached with the wood glue, and it seems very sturdy to me. But I still handle it carefully. And in the end, I'm going to suggest, if you want to put some reinforcements in the back, if you're concerned about it, I personally think it's holding up very well. I put my Santa hat on. I glued it around the head. I covered up the little hole at the top. I bent the hat over, glued it to the white band, and put on that cute little white pom-pom. Now for my favorite part, I'm getting ready to dress up my gingerbreads. Oh my gosh. This was the most fun ornament I have done in a long time. I love this one. So I take my little sponge applicator, put a layer of Mod Podge on there. This is a sturdy scrapbook paper, so you don't really have to worry about any rippling or anything like that. It's just going to lay very nicely on that gingerbread. And I just press that down, be sure it's all aligned in accordance to the gingerbread's body and just how you cut it out. Look how cute. All right, gingerbread number 2. Now I'm going to place the dress on. Now notice on the dress, I put a heart button right in the center of that rickrack. And for this one, just because I don't want to put any Mod Podge outside of the area where it's going to be adhering to the gingerbread, because that dress extends a little bit beyond the body of the gingerbread, I decided just to put the Mod Podge directly on the gingerbread. Press that down, be sure it's nice and straight on there. And there you have the dress. I created a little bow there, which I mentioned before. I'm going to put that on top of the gingerbread's head and kind of tilt it forward. There's a little heart button in the middle there. I don't set it flat on the head. I set it on top of the head, kind of tilted forward, but I'm not quite yet. I'm going to go ahead and put the third outfit on. Now you can see that little jumpsuit that I made. I can't believe I made a little jumpsuit for a gingerbread. Oh my goodness. So much fun. I love dressing things up. I love to dress up teddy bears. I do that often for baby gifts. If someone has a girl with tutus and bows and ribbons, oh my gosh, I love to do that. Okay, so back to the gingerbread. I'm going to press that down. Make sure it's all adhered. Make sure it's on straight. I have to hold it up so that I can make sure that I'm getting it on correctly. Look at those cute big buttons on there. Oh my gosh. All right, so I have this this ribbon again. I created a tiny little bow for the top of the head. Notice I put it a little bit off to the right over the eye, up by the curl of the hair. Now I'm doing a little kind of a little curly ribbon here. I have a little very narrow dowel, and I just spiral some of that ribbon on top of that dowel. Now I'm just going to create kind of a fun little trim for the legs of that outfit. Do you see what I did there? It just came to me. I don't know. I just thought it would look super cute, and once I get it on there, it does. And I'm just using, I believe I used Tacky Glue to put that on. And there you have it. See, it's on the leg. Now see where I positioned the bow on the second gingerbread? It's on top of the head, slightly off to the side. Not flat on top of the head, but tilted a little bit forward. And now I am creating a hanger, and I decided to use this red and white striped fabric. None of the embellishments that I put on this gingerbread are glittery, so I decided to go with this ribbon, which is really just a nice, beautiful red and white cloth ribbon. I just create a teardrop-shaped hanger, and I just glue it on the back. Now, if you want to create reinforcements in the back, just take your miter shears of that very narrow dowel and snip off about an inch or inch and a half and place it at the joints of those where it's adjoining, those two gingerbreads. Right there in the back. Just a little bit. Now you don't want anything showing from the front, so use a very narrow dowel or something that will not show from the front. Then just take your toasted almond paint and paint that. This ornament has one side, and that's it. So I'm not going to worry about if you decide to put a little piece of dowel there, you know, it's just not a big deal, because this very clearly, plain and simple, is a one-sided ornament. Look at this. I am crazy for this. I hope you love this one, and I hope you feel inspired to make one. And here you have it. One last look. I wish I could show you on a Christmas tree, but I don't have a Christmas tree up yet. So you'll just have to use your imagination. Look how adorable. I'm sorry. I know I keep saying it over and over, but it's just so cute. If you like what you see on my channel, please remember to subscribe. And until next time, you all take care.